Hi, hope you're having a good day. I was just responding to an email, and it's one I've gotten a couple of times, so I figured it's also been a while since I've recorded a video, so what the heck? I'll try it this way, and maybe it'll answer a question for someone else. And that question is quite simply, MacBride, what's up with your writing? You're all over the place. And I guess that's just really because I have a lot of different interests. So whatever I'm kind of interested in, I pursue. And I think of it as I guess I kind of have like five different buckets of my writing. One bucket is kind of the kid stories, stuff that happened within my life. Um, and those kid stories may find their way to some project at some point, but for the most part, those kind of things up on Facebook. Um, Also, like you'll see some of my research on Facebook or stuff about the oceans or just anything that kind of interests me that I'm interacting with more on a daily basis finds its way there. And sometimes that informs things that I'm working on later on down the line. I also have these three books, which are from when I taught English, literature, and humanities. They're academic text for the most part. They are educational as well. So, they are geared towards helping teachers in the classroom, um, and maybe not of interest to everyone, but certainly some people find them interesting. And I have discussions with readers about those as well. I will probably continue to write nonfiction and do research things because that's something that really does pique my interest, and I'm really interested in that. So you'll see more of that, but not immediately. Um, there's also the Thompson Twin series, which is a series I do with my friend Heidi Burns. My kids are also involved in them. They are the detective fiction. They're interactive, kind of like a choose your own adventure book as well. I kind of pitched it as like Magic Treehouse meets Encyclopedia Brown meets Choose Your Own Adventure. And right now, those books are all taking place in Minnesota. So they're kind of fun to do. And they also have a component of research and education to them as well. By mid-grade novel, what we're talking about there is really like third grade to sixth grade. It's kind of that transition from children's to young adult. Um, and there'll be more of those because those are fun to write, and I like collaborating with Heidi. There's also kind of the science fiction, or I prefer speculative fiction books like Bidding Wars and Voyager. These are ones that are grounded in reality, and they just kind of diverge from our timeline. There's kind of this what if. And so, they are researched as well, but they have kind of that science fiction tinge to them as well. Um, and then there's the bucket of writing that I am doing now, which is more kind of contemporary, straight ahead, kind of book club fiction, I guess, for lack of a better category. And there's two books that I'm working on there. One is the 1980s gossip that takes place in a fictionalized version of my hometown of Saline, Michigan. People who grew up with me will recognize some of the stories and some of the people, but it's all been kind of put through that lens of fiction, which is a little more fun, and it allows me to kind of imagine the world a little bit better. And then while that one is kind of on hold while it's being revised and edited, I'm also working on a book that takes place in the 1990s in Ann Arbor, um, connected to like a fictional ska band. And so that one's really fun to work on right now. So if you've seen me posting stuff about punk bands and ska music and that kind of stuff, that would be why. And then also I have the little collection of short stories, and this weirdly kind of bridges the gap between the speculative fiction and the contemporary fiction I'm doing now, because some of the stories fall into that speculative fiction realm, and then others are much more kind of traditional, I guess, contemporary literature. So, anyway, I hope that helps. And thanks so much for listening. Bye.